Disney's films and stores are something that children all around the world love and admire. Whole generations watched them before bedtime, held their breath when Alice was falling into the rabbit hole or Aladdin was making his first wish. In the recent years, Olaf and Anna have become the main topic of birthday parties and school gadgets. But what if all that we believe in was wrong? What if there is something behind the stories, much darker and more disturbing than we could have ever imagined? The scary theories behind Disney's movies. Disney's films and stores are something that children all around the world love and admire. Whole generations watched them before bedtime, held their breath when Alice was falling into the rabbit hole or Aladdin was making his first wish. In the recent years, Olaf and Anna have become the main topic of birthday parties and school gadgets. But what if all that we believe in was wrong? What if there is something behind the stories, much darker and more disturbing than we could have ever imagined? The scary theories behind Disney's movies. Where is Zootopia? At first sight, Zootopia is a beautiful story about diversity, cooperation, and overcoming obstacles. A young rabbit decides to start a career as a police officer in the world dominated by predators. She fights with stereotypes while solving one of the biggest crime cases in Zootopia's history. But if we look deeper, there are theories which claim that it all represents much greater problems that are present in the American society in the real world. Predators seem to attack weaker species, but soon we find out that it is not them. It is a special substance that is injected into their bodies and makes them aggressive towards others. Lamb, the deputy mayor of Zootopia, who seems fragile and rightful, turns out to be the brain of the whole operation, the one who wanted the animals to stand against each other to fight and destroy the peaceful community. Many have seen it as an allegory to the cocaine epidemic in America, where the government was accused of selling the drug to black communities, bringing disorder and violence to the streets, and at the same time making other ethnic groups stand against them. Doesn't it sound familiar to the story of animals in Zootopia? Even more, if we take under consideration the fact that Disney's creator was a person who had quite restrained ideas when it came to any progress in societies. Hey, if you are interested in some other more or less probable interpretations of your favorite stories, subscribe to our channel and like it, just to make sure you will not miss any of our other videos and ideas. Apocalyptic places. Would it ever cross your mind that the world of Aladdin's adventures could be situated not in the past, but in a distant future? If we look at the clothes and surroundings, we're almost sure that the lamp appears somewhere in the Middle East way back in time. However, what the characters tell us along the way does not go in line with that. According to Genie, he has been inside the lamp for over 10,000 years, what made his neck hurt profoundly. But wait, if we take that into account, we will land somewhere in the year 10,300. What is more, as long as Genie knows who Jack Nicholson or Arnold Schwarzenegger are, it can take the whole story even further into the future. So maybe the world we are looking at in the Aladdin's lamp is something that is yet to come. The clothes and fashion may come back, but we cannot lie when we have pure numbers. According to the theory, the flying carpet is not magical, but simply represents the possibilities of the future technologies. After all, it was Arthur C. Clarke who said that advanced technology is difficult to distinguish from magic itself. Can it be that the talking parrot was also an outcome of some crazy genetic engineering? Even though computer games, created on the basis of the cartoon, had some elements that would go in line with the presented theory, such as shapes resembling atomic bombs on the bottom of water tanks. So maybe we can see the apocalypse? Humans or cars? For years, many have been asking about some elements of vehicle in cars that were not supposed to be there as long as people did not exist in the world. The theories connected with the fact have been growing, coming and going. Some claim that people lived on the planet before cars, and that is why they still have some features characteristic for humans' usage, such as rear mirrors, doors, or simply windows. That would also explain a lot of cars' behaviors that imitate people's habits or cultural implications. However, that would also mean that at some point humans were simply killed or eliminated by vehicles, as these machines become more powerful and technically advanced. There are people behind Pixar Studio, such as Jay Ward, who do not say no to this theory. After all, this solution sounds much more acceptable than the one which says that people are still alive, but they live inside the cars that we can watch on the street. Scary, isn't it? It gets even scarier if we take a look at some illustrations showing exhausted and deformed creatures inside the machines. Their eyes and limbs are attached to the mechanical parts so as they can stay there forever. Don't know about you, but I will never look at my queen the same way again. Frozen and the Leather. The story called Frozen has become one of the biggest hits of the recent years. Children all around the world simply went crazy over Olaf and his ever-smiling face. It seems happy, full of love and warmth, but we're about to change it a little. Let's take the friendship which we can observe between Kristoff and his reindeer named Sven. They look so nice together, or do they? Have you even taken a closer look and compared Sven's fur with Kristoff's clothes? Don't they seem too much alike? Many have noticed this similarity and therefore came up with a theory that Kristoff might wear a vest made of reindeer's fur, which is quite common in the cold lands of North. People treat these animals as a source of food, workforce, and materials, so it is highly probable. However, some have taken this theory much further and insinuate that the material can actually come from Sven's mother. Wow, that is strong. But it would explain the great attachment Sven has to Kristoff. Maybe he can smell his mother of the man's vest, and that makes him so close for the animal. He may even not realize the fact itself. Well, I prefer the idea that Kristoff, as an orphan, just felt this kind of a bond with an animal that was also left alone in the cold and frosty world. Toy Story of the Dark Times. Toy Story is about toys and the great world of children's imagination, or is it? According to the film critic Jordan Hoffman, there are a lot of inclinations, taking the viewers to the darkest times of our history, the Holocaust. There are scenes where the whole bunch of friends is hiding on the attic, which brings back the story of Anna Frank, a girl who spent a lot of time the same way being afraid to get caught and killed by Nazi soldiers. Later, the toys are taken to a kindergarten, where the whole world looks much more like a concentration camp, with the wardens, cruelty, and commandership well known from the cards of the Second World War history. The theorists take it even further, pointing at the moment in the story when toys are almost destroyed in flames, something that could represent the extermination of the Jews. Let's hope it was not in the author's minds when they were actually creating the story of lost and found toys. After all, even in Star Wars, some may see the inspirations of violent regimes. Well, that is all of the theories for today. Do you still see the Disney hiss the same way? Sorry if we have ruined your childhood memories and they will never be the same again. Or maybe you find them simply ridiculous. Let us know, subscribe to our channel, and like it. We are searching for more world-turning facts for you.